2 key players. Let's go ahead and jump into 2 key players. We do this for every postseason game. Dennis and I, 2 key players that'll help decide the game. And I'll get it started. Andrei Svechnikov is one of my key players. Here's the tough part about Andrei. Play as well as you've been playing and eliminate the airhead penalties, right? It's don't lose any energy, don't lose any physicality, don't lose any aggression, but avoid the really bad penalties, right? And it's not even like when I say really bad penalties, they're not all like stupid, emotional. It's the timing of them. Being in the third period of a close game, on the power play, so you give it right back. You kill your own power play. Those are the things that Svech needs to avoid. And if he avoids those while still playing the aggressive level of hockey that he's been playing and trying to leave just a wake of knocked over Rangers in his rear view, then I'm all good. Then that's how he can impact the game.
Sometimes a penalty isn't a bad penalty. I think that's something we've got to keep in mind.
I think are fine.
So if, for example, if there's someone wide open in front of the net and they might be looking for like a tap in or a redirect goal, and you just basically have to like hook them or tie them up and rough them to take away a goal, so be it. Yep. That's a good play. It's when you take the dumb stick penalty, like, let me just go ahead and slash this guy 200 feet away from my own goal. That's when things can get kind of dumb. It's like, all right, you didn't really need to do that. Or the retaliation penalties. Those are the worst ones, which actually kind of leads me into my first guy, my first key player. And I'll get into how this ties into Svech here in a second. It's Vincent Trocheck. Vincent Trocheck of the New York Rangers. Because here's the thing. He's likely going to be matched up with Sebastian Aho today. That's the way Rob Brind'amour have it. Sebastian Aho, Vincent Trocheck. Those 2 guys are going to be on the ice a lot
And when
tonight.
Home, Rod Brind'amour gets to choose those types of things based on face-offs and everything else.
So those 2 have been going at it a lot during these playoffs, as is anyway. So, by the way, Vincent Trocheck has had an outstanding postseason. And I'll be honest, I miss him in a Carolina Hurricane sweater. I really, really do.
You're not allowed to say that.
I am allowed to say that because I'm allowed to say it.
You're allowed to say that next week. You're allowed to say that 2 weeks
ago.
Right now,
I don't
he's
like
on
him.
The Rangers.
Right now, I don't like him. But whoever gets the better of that matchup tonight, I think is going to go a long, long way in determining this game. But here's something that Vincent Trocheck does really, really well. He can get under people's skin. He can agitate the crap out of people. We see him jawing, talking trash, all that kind of stuff.
The nodding.
It's that, but it's also who sometimes lets people get under their skin. Two guys, Tony DeAngelo and
Tony
DeAngelo and Andrei
Svechnikov with people under his skin.
Yeah,
but yes, Andrei Svechnikov is the one who
DeAngelo
probably plays better when people aren't under his skin, and he lets them get there anyway.
And Aho's going to be on the ice. Who's his line mate? Svech. So Svech is on the ice with Aho. Trocheck's likely on the ice too. Can't let that dude get under your skin. Vincent Trocheck and that matchup with Aho, massive impact on tonight's game for sure. So that's my first key, guys, Vincent Trocheck.
I'm going to go 3 for 3 on our first 3 key players.
All right.
On players that need to manage emotion.
Okay.
Evgeny Kuznetsov.
Okay.
I think he's a key player because he's kind of representing the whole fourth line, and that we've had that conversation about how they're not really a fourth line, but they're a fourth line. He's scored 2 goals, and one's a hustle play. Like they're not all the koozie goals that you imagine when you look up what's a koozie goal, where there's all the dangling and stick handling, and then he fires
beautiful
one
wrister in game 4.
Exactly. They're not all that way. He can change a series. He has that ability. But the thing is, he's also, in each of those games he scored, picked up a really dumb penalty. And these are the dumb ones, not like, a well thought out, calculated, this increases my chances, or even that's a mediocre penalty, but it's at a bad time. There's bad penalties. They're like sticks to the face. They're
a retaliation penalty, like the one he had against Adam Fox.
Exactly. So I'm looking at Kuznetsov to change the game, but try to only change the game in the positive ways, because he's been doing a little bit of both in these couple of games that they played recently.
So as we talked about earlier, for my next key guy, we talked about this earlier. Aho's going to be matched up with Trocheck most likely. Stahl's going to be out there when Zibanejad and Kreider and those guys are out there on the ice. So who does that leave a favorable matchup for? Obviously, the fourth line of Kuznetsov, Kokoniemi, Stefan Nason. I like their matchup because I think they're simply just better than what the Rangers have to offer as a fourth line. But who does that leave out there? Graham, cue the music.
Oh gosh,
It's Jack Drury, baby. Number 18.
How did I fall
makes
for this
winning
again? I was
plays.
not anticipating this.
He makes winning plays, but guess what he's going to do today? He's going to be on the score sheet again. Jack Drury, his line with Martinook and Nagys are going to have the best matchup overall for the Carolina Hurricanes today in terms of like talent for talent. It's going to be the Jack Drury line. They're going to get a lot of opportunities. I'm telling you right now, Jack Drury night tonight.
Did you see Jack Drury with the playoff beard?
Yeah, I know. It looks good, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
he looks 10 years older.
I know.
Looks a lot more intimidating. You
should keep it.
Well, there's one way to ensure he keeps
exactly.
it.
He's going to keep it. No shaving today. Put away the razors. Put away the clippers.
That was Jack Drury's a good choice, and
here's
like,
the thing.
and we're making it into a bit where you're like a Jack Drury guy, but it's also like honest.
It's real talk though.
Yeah, exactly.
It's legit real talk though. That's the thing about it is that he does again a ton of under the radar stuff. I mean, just go back to the last game where he had the 2 blocks on 1 penalty kill. Like, those are big-time things, especially with the Rangers' power play, how deadly they've been for the most part.
He's impacted games in that way. He's impacted games in point production. He's impacted games in the face-off line. He's impacted games by calming a line that maybe can get a little skittish at times. He brings a lot to the table. There's a reason why we're so high on him, and also others are starting to notice. So Jack Drury finishes out the Harvard boy, Harvard man. What do they call him? Man of Harvard. He's a man of Harvard. I don't know. I watched Social Network once. I think men of Harvard is what they call him. The man of Harvard is our last key player.